Research shows us that gut imbalances like bacterial overgrowth or infections can actually trigger autoimmune flare-ups, and this makes your symptoms like fatigue and joint pain and brain fog even worse. And here's something that most people don't realize is that your gut health also affects your hormones. So when your microbiome is out of balance, it can throw off estrogen and cortisol and other key hormones. And this makes your autoimmune symptoms so much harder to manage. So that's why I want to talk to you today about why I love the GI map test and why it's so helpful for women just like you who are ready to understand what's driving your symptoms so that you can calm your autoimmune flare-ups and also bring your hormones back into balance. So first of all, you might be wondering, what the heck is a GI map test? So GI map is an acronym that stands for Gastrointestinal Microbial Assay Plus. And it's a mouthful, but it's a cutting-edge stool analysis test that takes a deep dive into your gut health. And it's one of the most advanced tools that we have for understanding the underlying causes of gut dysfunction, which is key because the state of your gut plays a huge role in your autoimmune disease. So if you've been dealing with unexplained flare-ups and persistent inflammation or even food reactions, the GI map can actually help you to understand what's going on inside of your body that is leading to these symptoms. So let me take a minute to explain what I'm talking about. A major player in autoimmune disease and flare-ups is something called leaky gut or increased intestinal permeability. And if you haven't watched my video about leaky gut and what it is, and how it affects you, please go ahead and do that so that you have a full understanding of how it's affecting your body. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, let me just give you a quick overview. So leaky gut happens when your gut lining isn't functioning in the way that it should. And because of this, harmful particles like undigested food and toxins and bacteria can pass through your gut barrier and get into your bloodstream. And when this happens, your immune system does not like that. It sees these particles almost like invaders, and it triggers inflammation, which then leads to your frustrating autoimmune flare-ups. So the GI map test can help us to identify what's leading to that gut dysfunction in the first place, and it gives us really a full report on the state of your gut, whether it's bacterial overgrowth or parasites or viruses, or even how well you're digesting your food. And this data helps us to create a truly personalized approach to healing your gut and calming your immune system. So when you get your GI map test results, here are some things that you're going to see. I just want to kind of give you a breakdown of what comes up on the test results so that you have a clear understanding of it. So first off, you're going to get a picture of your microbiome health. Now, your gut is home to trillions of bacteria, and these are both good and bad bacteria. And the GI map looks at the balance of these bacteria and tells us if there's an overgrowth of harmful microbes or if your good bacteria maybe are underpopulated and need a bit of a boost. And this balance is really critical for managing inflammation and immune health. And you're also going to find out if you have any pathogens or parasites and viruses. The GI map test identifies any harmful bacteria, parasites, or viruses that could be triggering inflammation and damaging your gut lining. These invaders can often go unnoticed, and they have a massive impact on your gut health and your overall well-being. You'll also get to see important markers of your gut function. And these are markers like calprotectin, which indicates gut inflammation, and something called zonulin. And zonulin is really important because it's a protein that actually regulates your tight gap junctions in your gut lining. That's what keeps the lining of your gut secure so that toxins aren't passing through into the bloodstream. But if your zonulin levels are high, then that's usually a sign that you have leaky gut and a major clue in helping us to address your autoimmune symptoms. We're also going to look at your digestive enzyme activity. And this is going to help us to see how well your body is producing digestive enzymes. So if your enzyme levels are low, that can mean that your digestion isn't working properly, and this can lead to nutrient deficiencies and contribute to symptoms like constipation. Because digestive enzymes help your body to break down the food so that all of those nutrients can be digested. But if you don't have enough, if your body's not producing enough digestive enzymes, then there's a problem. And that can lead to bloating and constipation and acid reflux and a lot of other symptoms. So it's really important to see if that's playing a role in your symptoms. And finally, the GI map looks at your secretory IgA levels. And this is an important antibody that shows how well your immune system is responding in your gut. And if you didn't already know this, about 70 to 80% of your immune system resides in your gut. So too much or too little secretory IgA can indicate that there are imbalances that may need correction so that you can reduce your inflammation and heal your gut. Now, with all this information, the GI map test gives us the ability to really target what's going on. It's not just about managing your symptoms, it's about understanding why those symptoms are happening in the first place, and addressing the root causes of those symptoms. And if you're watching this and you're like, I am 100% ready to stop my flare-ups and address the root cause symptoms, then just take a moment to go into the description box below and schedule a complimentary autoimmune insight session with me. And this is where we're going to chat face-to-face virtually and discuss how the GI map test and my 6-month signature autoimmune harmony program is going to help you start feeling better. Now, in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that the GI map is a great test to help you to balance out your hormones. So you might be wondering, how is your gut connected to your hormones? I think that's a good question. And why would a gut test like a GI map be the first place to start if you're dealing with both autoimmune and hormonal issues? Well, let me break it down for you. So first of all, the health of your gut microbiome has a direct impact on hormone regulation. So your gut is responsible for metabolizing hormones like estrogen and managing how your body handles stress hormones like cortisol. But an imbalance in gut bacteria, something the GI map test can reveal, can totally throw off this hormone balance. So for example, if you have too much estrogen in your body, that can lead to estrogen dominance, which might cause irregular periods and mood swings or even make your autoimmune flare-ups worse. When the GI map test detects imbalances in your gut microbiome, we can pinpoint exactly which bacteria are out of balance, so we can be precise. This gives us a roadmap to bring your gut back into harmony, and in doing so, it helps us to regulate your hormones. Does that make sense? Type yes in the comments if I'm making sense. I want to make sure you're with me. So remember when I explained what leaky gut is and the fact that leaky gut leads to inflammation? Well, it also wreaks havoc on your immune system and your hormones, particularly your cortisol levels. And cortisol is your body's stress hormone. So when you're constantly inflamed, your stress response is triggered and your body pumps out more and more cortisol. And over time, this leads to hormonal imbalances, which can then exacerbate your autoimmune flare-ups. So the GI map test is going to help us to identify if there's inflammation happening in your gut, which we can then address directly to reduce stress on your body and help to balance out your cortisol levels. And also, here's another reason why the GI map test is so valuable for your hormonal health. It can actually show whether or not you're absorbing the nutrients that you need for hormone production. So think about it. Hormones like estrogen and progesterone and thyroid hormones all require key nutrients like B vitamins, zinc, magnesium, and healthy fats in order for them to function and be produced effectively. So if your gut isn't working properly, it's not absorbing these nutrients the way that it should, which can then lead to deficiencies that will affect your hormone production. So for example, if you're dealing with thyroid issues, maybe you have Hashimoto's, you need enough selenium and iodine for your thyroid to function well. But if your gut is inflamed or you have a gut infection, your body might not be absorbing these nutrients properly. So that's where the GI map test comes in, because it gives us a clear picture of what's going on with your digestion and your absorption. And then we can fix any issues before they cause even more hormonal imbalances. I just want to take a quick minute to talk about gut infections. So I'm talking about things like parasites and H. pylori or bacterial overgrowth. These infections can trigger both autoimmune flare-ups and hormonal problems. So for instance, H. pylori is linked to thyroid issues in women with Hashimoto's disease. So by clearing up these infections, we not only reduce your autoimmune symptoms, but we also help your hormones to work the way that they should. So whether it's imbalanced bacteria, a leaky gut, poor nutrient absorption, or gut infections, the GI map test gives us clear, actionable insights into what's going on inside of your gut and how it's impacting your hormones. And by addressing these gut issues first, we can help to calm your autoimmune flare-ups and bring your hormones back into balance. So taking care of your gut isn't just about digestive health, it's about taking control of your entire health, your hormones, your immune system, your energy, and your overall well-being. So if you're finally ready to calm your autoimmune symptoms and get your hormones under control, the GI map test is an essential first step. I really hope that this video has helped you to get a clear understanding of what the GI map test is, what it analyzes and tests for, and how it can help you reduce your flare-ups and balance out your hormones. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and I will see you in the next one.